I love the colorful clothes she wears and the way the sunlight plays upon her hair.
I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitations. I'm picking up good vibrations.
Hi, this is Ken Kaplan from the New England Motorcycle Museum. I'm proud to be representing this absolutely gorgeous 1969 Yamaha DT250. This is an extremely rare piece. It's a one-owner, original survivor, all original condition. The gas tank, original paint on the tank, original seat cover. I'm not sure, but I think these might even be the original tires on this motorcycle. I was told it has an original battery in it. It's about as unmolested of a bike as you're going to find from this period, unless you find one that's been in a time capsule. This is a one-owner bike, 4,600 miles on it, very low miles, and I think you heard it run when Jonas was riding it. It runs awesome. This is the bike that changed motorcycling history. This is the bike that made dual sport riding on and off road possible and affordable for mass America, and they sold a lot of these. Most of them got ridden into the ground. Luckily, this was kept indoors, stored indoors by the original owner who really cared about the bike. He passed away, and we ended up buying it from his estate. So the NADA value on these things are going through the roof. I printed off the NADA. In excellent condition. It's rated at $6,700, and I would say this bike is in excellent condition for the year of being all original. The 68 DT1 is more than a contender for Yamaha's most important motorcycle. It's a bike that broke things wide open for the entire Japanese motorcycle industry. As wild and transformative as the 60s were, year 8 of the decade was a doozy. The Tet Offensive, assassinations, the White Album's release, the ascendancy of Nixon, NASA, police beatings in Chicago, and the Summer of Love. Crazy times for sure. And motorcycling had its own explosive event that year. Though a few motorcyclists heard or felt the impact, at least at first. The happening was Yamaha's introduction of this motorcycle, an all-new motorcycle, a street dirt hybrid built around a 250cc two-stroke single. The motorcycle would not only become a legendary sales and play-bike racing success in short order, but would dramatically alter the motorcycling landscape in this country. That bike was this bike, the DT1. I remember seeing the DT1 at the Anaheim show that year, and I'll never forget it. It was beautiful, and it looked like it could do anything. I could see myself riding it and all the things I could do on it. Karma was with me because within months, the teenager found himself riding a brand new pearl white DT1 along California's Coast Highway. I couldn't believe it, White remembers. There I was, riding along, drinking it all in, and at a stoplight, the guy pulls up to me and says, "What the hell is that?" I was in heaven. Heaven, a perfect descriptor for the launch of the DT1. For owners, Yamaha dealers, and Yamaha itself. Looking back on it, says longtime Yamaha product planning guru Ed Burke, who was involved with the DT1's development, as well as bikes such as the legendary 650 Special and the VMAX. It is one of the best examples of the company bringing a model to market in almost perfectly way. Yamaha did such a great job with the DT1. The company had wonderful two-stroke technology to tap into. It had great research to guide it, with Japan trusting the U.S. product planners implicitly during development. And what Yamaha engineers came up with was nothing short of a blockbuster motorcycle, one that did everything well, just as the product planners had scripted it. Enthusiasts loved it, racers loved it, the aftermarket, which grew substantially because of this motorcycle, loved it, and dealers loved it. Yamaha loved it too, because it was soon selling nearly 50,000 of these a year. And that's why this motorcycle is worth over $7,000 today. The reserve is set much less than that, so we're going to let the market determine what it's worth, but these regularly bring over $7,000. So, and I rarely see one come up as fine of an example as this. The original tank badge on it has a gold, black with a gold Yamaha logo, very sharp. The tank, I believe the tank needs to be replaced. It's got dents in it, and it's got a little bit of rust on it. So I would plan on putting a new gas tank on it, for sure. Would you say that's correct, Jay?
Yes.
So we were running the bike off of a auxiliary tank. We didn't even clean the carb. Did we clean the carb on this bike?
No.
We've done nothing to this motorcycle. Okay, all we did was hook a auxiliary tank to it. That's it. The tank needs to be cleaned out. We didn't even clean the carburetor out. It runs. This is just the way the bike ran. That's the way the bike was kept. Somebody really cared about this bike, obviously, before he passed away. So the DT1, which debuted in early '68, and which surely helped fuel the huge sales spike seen from '68 to the all-time peak sales year of 1973. Looking back on it, adds Burke, the DT1 just might be Yamaha's most important motorcycle ever. That's a bold statement, but the DT1 is arguably one of the Japanese motorcycle industry's most important machines. By being a jack of all trades, handsomely yet aggressively styled, cheap, and by providing serious on and off-road performance, the DT1 helped spread motorcycling to the masses, enthusiasts and newbies alike. It did more than make Yamaha a household name. It pushed up an entire industry by single-handedly creating the serious dual-purpose niche, the category in which the Japanese companies would eventually find massive success. Now, I was born in '65, so by '79, I was 14 years old. I went out and bought a DT175 in Haddon, which was the successor to this one. I had an absolute freaking blast on that bike. Headlights, taillights, 15 years old, had passenger pegs on it. I'd go out and pick up my girlfriends, take them for rides on it, go to keg parties on it, ride it in the woods, ride it on the sand pits. The beauty of this bike is you can get on it, ride it down the street. I wasn't old enough to have a license yet, but I didn't give a shit. I went and rode this thing on the street all the time. I rode the wheels off of that bike. Used to ride wheelies. I was voted most likely to die by my high school class based on the 4-gear wheelies I used to ride all the way past the school under the influence. But I fooled them all. I'm still alive. So, bite it. Prototype versions of this new engine were run on dynos, housed and tested in early prototype chassis, and slowly but surely, engineers got what they wanted. Decent horsepower, roughly 23 horsepower at the crank, broad power, and most importantly, hammer-like reliability. Piston port 2-stroke single, 5 speeds, steel tube frame, drum brakes, standard instrumentation, etc. The bike's brilliance stemmed from the way Yamaha integrated all of it, its styling and functional and dynamic excellence. The DT1 handles infinitely better than the usual hybrid street scrambler cycle in its May '68 issue. Considering the number of genuine motorcycle enthusiasts at Yamaha International in Los Angeles, it was inevitable the finished product should be right on target, and it certainly was. So, that's all I want to know. The DT1 handles infinitely better than the usual hybrid street scrambler cycle in May '68. Considering the number of genuine motorcycle enthusiasts at Yamaha International Los Angeles, it was inevitable the finished product should be right on target, and it certainly is. Cycle Guide went even further in its June '68 issue, predicting nothing but success for the DT1 Enduro. Yamaha has hit on the right combination of street and dirt machine, and in fact are building their whole '68 sales program on the dual nature motorcycle. When they produce a bike like the DT1, all we can do is wish them luck, but we don't think they'll need it. And they didn't. They sold 50,000 of these bad boys a year and they had quite a long run on it. So if you look at the bike, the exhaust system, take a look at the exhaust system on this bike. There's not a ding anywhere in it. The exhaust system's in beautiful condition. The chrome on the stainless steel original screws is in mint shape. If you look at the engine protector down here, it's looks brand new. There's one tiny little ding in it right here. This bike obviously was not ridden off-road because that would have been hammered beyond belief if it was mine. The original pegs are in mint shape. The brake lever's in mint shape. The original passenger pegs are in mint shape. The rims are nice and straight. The fork seals aren't leaking. There's no oil leaks anywhere on the engine. The seat is in outstanding condition for a '68. It's about as nice of a '68 seat I've ever seen. Okay, the original taillight lens is in mint shape. The bars are nice and straight; they're not bent. The original grips have no damage on the ends, which is indicated, and nor do the levers have any damage on the end. So this bike, in my opinion, was probably never even dropped ever. So rare, super rare. I mean, I hammered the shit out of mine. I used to ride wheelies everywhere and drag the rear fender and run through the bushes, and the thing was ruined in short order. To find, and that's what happened to most of them. So to find one this nice, that runs this good, is extremely rare. So, and we've done nothing to it. This is the way the bike came in. So, you want a fantastic machine, buy this bike. You want a bike that's going to outpace the stock market, buy this bike. You want to get into the classic motorcycle market without any hassle, having to do a bunch of refurbishing work, buy this bike. It's mint. If you want to keep it on display here in the New England Motorcycle Museum, you can keep it here as long as you'd like. If you want to buy it and take it home, we can ship it anywhere in the country for $500 or less. East Coast, we're East Coast, so East Coast would be considerably less than $500. West Coast is 500 or less. We have a deal with Daily Direct. Look at this, it's even got the original Yamaha 1968 keychain on there, which is pretty spectacular that a piece of leather even lasted that long. So I don't know what else to say about it. I think the bike pretty much speaks for itself. If you have any questions, give me a call, 860-454-7024. Proud to represent the bike. It's a beauty. I'd love to keep it. We can't keep them all. We're trying to raise money to finish the New England Motorcycle Museum. We're trying to raise another $300,000. So help preserve motorcycle history. Buy this bike, keep it in your collection, and know that the money from the proceeds are going to a great cause to build the New England Motorcycle Museum, the big building over there, phase 2 of our project. Check us out online at the NewEnglandMotorcycleMuseum.org or on our Facebook page. Good luck bidding on the bike. God bless America.